I have a really simple question for you guys. When was the last time you watched a piece of superhero media and it had you actually shocked? Because my answer is very, very simple. And that was last Thursday when the Invincible Season 2 finale came out. When was the last time we've ever seen any form of superhero media do something as crazy as this?
I'll never let anyone ever.
There has been a lot of talk of superhero fatigue and that superhero media in general is just falling off, but Invincible defies all of that. And this episode alone proves it. Again, I bring up the same question. When in the hell was the last time we have seen a piece of superhero media even attempt to remotely do this? When was the last time you walked out of a Marvel or DC movie and was actually shocked by what the movie did? Not shocked by how bad the movie is, but shocked by what the attempts and risks the movie actually took. Invincible is so lucky to be its own IP and own show that is handled by many people who are not restricted and are allowed to do what they love to do, create amazing stories. And honestly, to put it simply, Invincible is just perfect. Now I know so far the title of the video isn't really matching what I'm talking about right now, but because I just said this, I can segue to the title of the video. So, was season 2 of Invincible actually worth it? Now, I'm assuming a lot of us going into season 2 were probably like, how are they gonna top this? Like, there are a lot of moments where it's like, it's pretty impossible for this season to top that, right? Right? For nearly 2 years, people who have been watching the show have been waiting for season 2, and on November 3rd, 2023, we finally got the return of Invincible. It could have not started any better. What really makes this season worth it for me is not only does it build upon everything that happens in season 1, but I feel like it doubles down on the story aspect of the show. Now don't get me wrong, season 1's story and writing was fantastic, but this season really had me delving deep into Mark as a character and had me actually questioning him and his morals. Which seems pretty normal, right? Like, this should be a normal and a standard when we're talking about superhero media and focusing on the main character of a show. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world like that. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we get movies like this and shows like this that could give less of a shit about things like that. And that instantly just makes this season worth it in my opinion. I could give less of a shit if Mark does this or that. I could care less. These are the moments I die for. These are the moments that make me fall in love with things like this. Don't get me wrong, I love all this cool shit. Believe me, I really do. And as someone who doesn't read the comics, believe me when I hear people say stuff like, oh, if you guys think this is cool, wait until Conquest comes in the show. Believe me, I'm so excited and I love all of that. But once we get grounded, and once we have scenes like these, where your character is alone and not even talking, that's the things that really hit for me. This scene, I swear to you, could have been the entire episode of season 2's finale, and I would have loved it. And the good question is how, right? How could I love this? It's just Mark flying through the air angrily. And it's simply because of how goddamn well this show is written. I cannot emphasize this enough. This show is so masterfully crafted that it actually amazes me that it is not bigger. Cool, we had so many sick cameos in this episode. Cool, very sick. I loved seeing Josh Keaton. I loved this Batman joke. Sure, who doesn't love to see Fortnite in an Invincible episode, right? Who doesn't love to see that? But you know what I really love? This. How do you manage to make a character who is literally called Invincible, a person who can fly, a man who has super speed, a man who is pretty much invincible? How do you manage to make him feel human? And that's why this show is so good. Is even though we have a character called Invincible, he still feels human. And this final episode alone proves it. This man is flying through the air and still contemplating like a human, even though he has everything. He could go to fucking Mars right now and chill with some aliens, but no, instead he's on Earth right now contemplating about his own actions, even though he's gonna live for millions of years and this is just a little fluke in his life. The term human will always come back to me when watching Invincible, because everything feels human. They even made someone who is as cruel as someone could be, a man that has slaughtered cities, feel like a human. So if it wasn't clear enough to answer your question, yes, season 2 was absolutely worth it. I cannot stress this enough, that the fight scenes, the blood, the gore are all just cherry on top of the already mountainous cake. And don't get me wrong, I love all of this. I really do. I love seeing Mark fight Viltrumites. I love seeing Mark fight some aliens. I love seeing Mark do this. But you know, again, what I really love is this. Simply just this. It's been such a long time. And I mean, and I cannot emphasize this, it's been such a long time ever since I've been able to actually relate with a character. Now, obviously, I don't mean relate as in I killed someone that has the ability to go through the multiverse and has the ability to fly and has super strength. No, I relate with this. I could go on for hours talking about things like the Omni-Man Invincible versus the Viltrumites fight. I could go on for hours talking about Invincible versus Anissa. I could go on for hours and hours about the cameos that happened in the finale. I could go on for hours to talk about how gruesome, bloody, and vicious this kill from Mark is. But you know what I could go on for days, months, and years talking about? Simple moments like these. Simple moments where we are just sitting with our character, where a word isn't uttered, where a sound isn't even made, and it's just our character, simply alone with his own self. And honestly, that's why this show will forever stay. God, it's been a while since you guys heard me actually sound serious in a video. I thought if I was gonna make a season finale and season review in general, I would have to actually take it serious because of how serious this show is. And I mean everything I say. Now, I know I can be not pretty retarded, very retarded in all my videos. I just thought it would be a great idea to just actually calm down for a bit and let you guys know how I feel about things and how I really do love this show and how goddamn worth it this season is. Now, I also want to take this time to honestly thank you guys so incredibly much for the support that I have been getting. I don't know where the support came from. All of you guys are just madmen and mad women, whatever, alright? You guys are crazy for every bit of support you give me. It's been a while since I've seen this much love on the channel, and it's crazy that I've been doing this for 3 years, and it feels like it's finally paying off, so I really do want to appreciate you guys for all of this. But my fellow no-lifers, my fellow nation, I will see you guys in the next one.